So it's the episode you've all been asking for, a transfer window episode. How do I do it? What do I do? How do I negotiate? Let's get into it. The window is open. No, I won't stop. Hello and welcome back to Football Manager. This will be a very edited video with lots of stuff happening in between. First off, we've come back. The window's actually been open for a couple of days. It opened up on the Monday. We're now on Wednesday the 11th. We are selling Sigalani, hopefully. We've accepted a £9 million bid from FC Nantes. We got them up. They bid 5.75 million. We've got them up to 9 million, and that is probably going to go through. Then what I've done is I've left all of these scout reports unread, because that is part of the way I find some of my players. So we've got Garza here from Fulham, 65 rated. Enrico Garza for a striker, Mexican, looks very good. Decent stats, got 14 goals in the Premier League for a struggling Fulham team that finished 16th, so has got some goal scoring potential in him, so he'll be added to our scouted list. Robbins is here as well. Swansea, now this guy, very interested in. He's listed as a wonder kid, but that's not that's secondary to how I found him. What I did here, part of the way I go and find my players is to go through, look at previous history. He scored quite a lot of goals in the Championship, played very, very well. We don't know what he's been like in the Premier League because he's never played there. Can play attacking forward right. We'd obviously be signing him as a striker. I like the look of him as an advanced forward. But what I did, I went into the Championship because the Championship is a good place to go and find players if you're in the Premier League. Obviously it's a good way to bring people through. What am I doing? I want stages and I want league table. So Swansea haven't got promoted. They finished 10th. That's nothing special. Swansea finishing 10th, mid-table-ish in the Championship, not too bad. I'll go into team stats, player detailed, and I went into goal scorers, and he was top in a struggling Swansea team at the age of 20. Scoring a goal every 140 minutes is really, really good. This is a very good way to find strikers that are genuinely very good. Jose Maria, 27 appearances, 17 goals, age of 26. Could be very, very good. I don't think he's as good as Robbins. So I looked at Robbins. He had some players at clubs interested in him, so I've scouted him, and now they think he's very good. I think he could be a player that we want. This is a very useful screen to look at. I look at it and go through John Robbins and then click on the scout summary that we've got, and it will tell you what we've got. So generally they already rate him to be similar, if not better, because he's second in the list, to above Adam Ida. This is coming from Gregory Christ, who has 15 potential rating, so he's obviously, John Robbins is obviously going to be a very good player in his age. Unambitious and doesn't look to further himself is a little bit annoying. You may be able to get that through change through mentoring, but I'm not too sure about that. He would also count towards our England reputation, which is good. Can play in a public, great pace. Domestic registration and acceleration is good, and we know he can score goals. He's only got a slight interest in moving to us, and they reckon it'll be between 21.5 to 51. So what I would do now, because I'm going to do it, is I would get another scout. I'd get the same scout, which is Gregory Christ, on him, and I'd say go and look at him for 2 weeks and let's see what we can do. If I'd found this guy earlier on in the season, I would have said let's go and scout him for a month or 2 months and see what he brings back. I'm mainly looking at the cons to see which cons come with it, because he's clearly got good stats. He's clearly got a high potential ability because he's listed as a wonder kid in the media. We just need to figure out if he wants to come. Now, the other thing is that Norwich, Brighton are probably still count as bigger teams than us, so we have to be wary if they're going to make a bid. But this is a very good way to go and find players. So again, 20 goals in 39 appearances for a 22-year-old in the Championship isn't too bad for Kezos. Again, he has decent stats. He is transfer listed, because I assume he's transfer listed because they didn't get promoted, for 10.5 million. I think if I needed a backup, I would take a punt on him. But at the moment I don't. The scouts aren't that impressed. I've got pretty good scouts. Keke Duran is my head scout as well, who is phenomenal at finding players. So I normally listen to him as well. Selfish, one-footed I don't care about, one position I don't care about. Not getting stuck in is a bit of a problem, because obviously we're playing a high press and we need everyone to tackle. Dressing room I don't worry about that, because they normally settle that in at a turn. But his ability to strike the ball sweetly means he generally has good technique, if I remember. Yeah, 14, 16. So he does look a pretty good striker, to be honest. But we'll see how it goes. But we've got a lot of these to go through. So I've been scouting around Corbett. Again, fullback from Wolves. Looks very, very useful. Got a few teams interested. Arsenal, Everton and Tottenham. All big teams. Can play holding midfield. We don't need a wing back. But again, it's someone that I want to go and get. Sorry, who did the scout report? I can't remember who did this one. Burbu. So Burbu did the scout report for this guy. So it's someone that I want to go back through. We'll go to, where's Burbu? From Burbu, we'll say go and get another 2 week scouting on him at training and stuff like that, and see how he gets on. Good direct free kick, good pace, spirited individual. Jumping could be an issue. We're pretty poor at jumping and poor in the air already. Agent fee, we're loaded. We're a Premier League club. That doesn't really matter. And again, that one doesn't really count in terms of the social group, because they'll figure that out anyway. The wage is massive. And he's not entirely interested in moving to us at the moment. Pablino from Botafogo. So we've had... right. So we're coming in now, I think. Are we coming into... Yeah, we're coming into all the Brazilians. So that will link me in to how I then go and find some very good Brazilians. Generally, I will look at the Brazil, Argentina, Spain, England, Germany, France, all the big nations. I don't need to list them all. And go through and have a look about which players are playing reasonably well, because these are their club stats. And you can see who's doing well. So I've already scouted this guy, Everaldo Gemili, playing at Benfica for £35 million. And although it doesn't say there's a scout report, so we'll go and get a scout report on him. He looks pretty good, deep line playmaker. I wonder if he could play as a central midfielder on defend. He's got decent tackling, so he could be alright. Wanted by Arsenal and Liverpool, so he's going to be a decent player. But generally, the senior squads are, they're all big names, lots of money. It's going to be tough to get them away. The under-23s, under-20s, under-19s, things like that is where you want to look for your players. Again, so I'd go into club selection, see which ones have generally been playing quite a lot. You'll find that the ones that play the most have generally got big teams in them, interested in them. And then you can look at average rating as well and figure it out that way. You can look at goals. So this guy, Pablino, 11 goals in 17 starts, and he's wanted by Bournemouth, Derby, Fulham and Stoke. Suggests he's going to be pretty good. So again, for £8.5 million, we have scouted him already, which is one of the scout reports. He will obviously be a foreigner, doesn't see the full picture, so his vision isn't very good. But that isn't really too bad a cons, to be honest, with 5-star potential ability and 3.5-star already. Great pace, acceleration, professional, can play a couple of positions, can be retrained if we need to. This is the sort of guy I would be very, very interested in having a bid on. So the first bit of this video is going to be this: how do I find players? What do I do when I find players that I like? Sorry, I've forgotten who did that scout. Darren Owen. So I'd assign scout Darren Owen. The same reason I'm using the same scout is because they've already got that first bit of knowledge about them, so technically they know more about it. So I've gone through this with the under-23s from Brazil, from Argentina, from I think Peru, Colombia have a good under-23 system and things like that. So all these scouting reports we're now getting are about that. So that was Pablino, the 18-year-old wonder kid who we've just had another look at. Paulo Cesar, 76 rated. So I use this as a generic sort of a first sort of instinct about what to do with players. If it's anything below 60, I just press discard and forget about them. If it's 76, then if it's between generally 70 and 80, maybe more like 75 and 85, I guess, I will go and have a look at the player myself. If it's and then decide what I want to do with these buttons. If it's between anywhere over 85, I'll go in and manually either make a bid straight away if I like the look of him, or I will then go and assign the scout to do it. So you can keep scouting down here, but I prefer to manually do it myself to know which scout and make sure I'm getting the right scouts. This guy's 76 rated. The media think he's a wonder kid. These give you a good instinct about straight away what you could do. Again, a foreigner, not very good at jumping, but resolute and great pace. Paulo Cesar as an attacking midfielder at the age of 18 could be very, very useful. Blackburn, Fulham and Fiorentina, so some good teams in him. Again, we'll look a little bit more detail in here. He's only been scouted for one game, which is a bit of a problem, but he's interested in transfer. Wouldn't cost a great deal. Very interested in a loan as well, but we'll get Mark Chamberlain to go back out and do this again for 2 more weeks. 2 more weeks holidaying in Brazil for Mark Chamberlain. Amulo Enrique, 85 rated. So again, this is the sort of player I'd go in. You can see straight away great pros in here. So good strength and stamina, display his resolute personality, good timing, either foot, a couple of positions, players, some recent good performances, easily able to adapt, which is good, but can't head the ball, which is a problem we know we've got in the team. However, for someone that is, I would argue, 22 years old, so not very old, already listed as a superb signing, 85 rated and really good current ability, £20 million really isn't that much money. So this is the sort of person I'd go in, I'd look at his stats and I'd think, yes, you are probably just the sort of person we want, and you can play on either wing as well. So I would suggest this is a guy that we will probably make a transfer for. And then you look at who was wanted by Arsenal, Everton, Tottenham, Milan, all big clubs. If you scout him enough, he's got a minimum fee release clause of 183 million. The value of 20 million being so precise suggests that it's, I think he's got a minimum fee release clause of 20 million for foreign clubs. Again, I need to see who the scout was. Motta, Akiz Motta. So we'll assign scout Akiz Motta for 2 more weeks just to see if we can get a little bit more information on him. He's 94% scouted, so technically we should have everything we need. He's only got a slight interest in this. That's probably because Milan and Arsenal and such are interested in him. Firmino, so 19-year-old, Wonder Kid Media again, so I'm already picking sort of the right players that I want to look at. Again, not the greatest jumping, which is a concern, but he's a striker, great dribbling for a striker, really good stamina, acceleration and pace and stuff like that. 19 years old, wanted by Bournemouth, Derby, Stoke, Milan, so lots of players that want strikers. Prefers to be a pressing forward, doesn't really fit in our formation, so make sure you look at the role that you want them to do. For us, is an advanced forward or a complete forward on, depends who we're playing up there. It'll be a complete forward on attack or a deep lying forward on attack. So deep lying wise, probably a little bit too poor to do that. Advanced forward could definitely do that with his pace that he's got. Composure's a little bit low. Pressing forward is obviously what he wants to do, but the advanced forward is probably what we would be looking for him to do. Again, go in, look at the scout report, potential value up to 28.5 million. It would cost us to buy him. Only viewed in one game. He was disappointing in 59 minutes, but still has come back highly rated from the scout. So I think we would probably go in again and go assign scout for 2 weeks, Gregory Christ, to extend it a little bit more. And just get a bit more knowledge on him. Eddie, goalkeeper, so 64 rated. So normally, I wouldn't look at this. I would not look at this because he's below 65. If that's not green, I generally don't give a shit. But I know that we're very short on young goalkeepers. So a 19-year-old goalkeeper in our under-23s might be quite useful to see him progress. The other thing that encourages me is that it says he does have some potential which could be nurtured within our club. We're going to have probably a better youth training setup than Fluminense, so he could be worth a punt. Go in, look at his stats, see what you like, see what you don't. Can't really pass. That's a shame. We like to pass out the back. However, generally, this is quite a good goalkeeper. Eccentricity is a bit high for me, especially when you have high eccentricity and not as good rushing out, because if they rush out, you sort of don't mind them being a bit eccentric. If they're not going to rush out every time, then eccentricity can be a little bit of a nightmare. However, he's wanted on loan by a couple of people. We could make a cheeky loan offer due to first team commitments. How much is his wages? If we said we'll pay 90% of his wages, and then we'll whack him into the... If they accept it, we'll whack him into the under-23s and see how he does, and then we can potentially make a bid. I forgot that what I want to do is go through and continue scouting, but I need to know which scout did it. It was Burbu again. Assigned scout, Burbu, for 2 weeks. So what I'll do is I'll go through all of these scout reports that I get, and I will do that. And this is why I know probably when I do my videos and stuff, it looks like I don't put too much effort into playing the game, but there's so much that I do behind the scenes. I guess while we're talking about scouting is that I do actually go in and I set up my own scout assignments. As you can see, these guys now have no current assignments. You'll see these are the guys that are going out and doing the scouting of the players I request. Unfortunately, so is Johan Terhorst. He's here for fun. If he finds someone that he rates as very good, I then get one of the other scouts to go and do it. Johan Terhorst is sort of like my feeler scout. He goes out and does all the assignment, looking at loads of players, and then if he thinks they're any good, then I get a better scout to look at them. But then I've got arguably my best scouts is probably what I would go through. So Keke Duran oversees all the other scouts as chief scout. That's what he does. That's why it says players. He looks at everybody that everyone else has scouted and gets back to me of what he considers to be the best. So he's always worth looking at. That's always worth having that assignment set up for him to do that. Known talent, players, whatever. So known talent was his previous one. Get it on players and see what it do. Always have one that does your next opposition. Always have a data analyst. Player potential doesn't really matter, but judging player data, I could probably get a better data analyst than Louis Barton. He's in at the moment doing the analysis on the opposition. And then I have my two scouts. Generally, if I was setting this up again, I would probably have Motta. Yeah, I'd probably have Motta doing Chris Davies' role, going to find hot prospects. But you can see here, so Borja Ubina is out literally just trying to find first team players in the squad. That's what his job is. First team players. You can see this scout. There's no limits onto where he can go or what he can find. Same with hot prospects here for Chris Davies. And they will bring back players for you. So 94 rated Bruno Fernandes. This guy is apparently very, very good. Sign him whatever the price. He'll be our best striker quite easily. Could cost up to £42 million. He has got quite a lot of negatives. But when you look at them, crossing, don't care about that. One position, don't care about that. One-footed, don't really care about that. Language, he'll learn it. Unambitious, could be a problem. But his stats are absolutely insane. Hasn't scored too many goals in Portugal, though, so it's something to be wary of. But again, I'll go into his contract. Does he have a release fee? We don't know. We haven't scouted him enough. The scout is from Borja Ubina, so we'd send him out and go assign scout. Borja Ubina, let's go and get 2 more weeks on him and see what he can do. But it's a very good way of going through doing it. And hot prospects, obviously, then we get another rating, 84 rated. Ailton Jose is at the top. Brazilian at Cruzeiro probably will turn into something very, very good, to be honest. But good EFL Championship level. Right, word of warning when you're using the. I'll go back to Borja because he's better. When you're using these scout reports, always keep an eye on this. So, for example, Malin Modic is 77 rated. Not too bad a rating, not too bad a player. You go in, look at him, and you think, actually, he's probably not that good. He's playing in a pretty poor division. He hasn't played very well in that division in the second Bundesliga, comparing it to the Premier League. And then if you have a quick look at his scout report, it is 205 days old. So it's nearly a year old in terms of in terms of days. 205 is a lot. Yes, he's got good potential, but if you're looking at someone, look at when you last scouted them. So if I wanted to go and make a let's go and see, as an example, let's go. We'll get a new scout report on him. Okay, we'll get someone out there to do a new scout report. He was 2.5 and 5-star. When that scout report's done, we'll see what it comes back with. And if it stays at 5-star, I may make a cheeky £6 million bid. Although he is 25, so probably not worth the money. But that is the first stage in what I do in a transfer window. So we'll come back when there's other news and when I've got bids in and contracts and stuff like that. And we'll come back during that stage. So chat to you in a bit. So it's only a couple of days later, but we have some more news. So we have an offer from Derby County. I've just started to edit it, but we'll go back to what they originally suggested. There we go. For Bobby Wilkinson, who is one of our starting centre-backs. Now, I'm not against selling him, to be honest, because I think there's better out there and we can invest in people. We've got youngsters coming through. However, it's always key to have an idea in your mind of a price that you would like to see. So he has no interest in joining Derby, so it's not really that important if we piss Derby off and make them, well, try and get as much out of him as possible, because he'll probably say no anyway. But I don't want anything to do with games. I want more money than that. He's worth 13 million. Sorry, they were offering a total of 13 million, which isn't. He's worth 8 million, and they were offering 13 million, which isn't the best. So I'd remove that. I'm not too fussed about profit of percentage, so we'll leave that in there if they want to. I would say give me 10 million over that, and I'd go quite ambitious to start. I'd say give us something that equals 23 million in total. So let's up that to 13. Suggest they immediately withdraw it, which means they're not that interested in him. And we came back today because not only with that, we've also got Fleury, if you remember him. We had a bid, I think if it was 9 or 10 million plus Solberg, the goalkeeper, to get him in. And because that was the January and prices get lifted up, they've now lowered that, and it's 3.9 million plus Solberg. So we're going to go in for it again. Incredibly interested in negotiating terms with us, less interested in Wolves and AS Monaco, and he wants to be a backup, which is really, really good. So we're going to start the negotiations, and we're going to go now into how I do contract negotiations. So he's got injury problems, not too fussed with that because he's a backup goalkeeper. He enjoys the big matches, which is good, and he's pretty ambitious, which I like in my things. Inconsistent performer could be a problem. Language isn't that much of a problem. He will be a foreign player, which is a bit of a concern, but he can be a good Premier League player, which I'm happy about. Yep, more than happy to make you a backup. That's absolutely fine. Right, he wants a 2-year deal. I'm happy with that. I always look at what they're currently on. He's on 13 grand a week at the moment, just over 13 grand a week, and he wants 32. We're going to immediately knock that down to 20. So we've taken 12 off what he wants, but we are giving him a 7 grand pay rise. We're going to give him his agent fee 80 grand, so it's in line with his wage, and we're going to give him a signing on fee of 450, and then we'll knock that down as well. Appearance fee, we can up that because there's no need to worry about it. So the key to remember here, that was 32, right? That was 32. So we don't want to really give him anything above 32 because that's what he came to the table with. Clean sheet, you keep a clean sheet, mate. You can get 9 grand as well. Unused sub, now he's going to be an unused sub quite often, so we'll lower that a little bit. Minimum fee release clauses, we're getting you for pretty cheap, so if they offer 13 million, that is fine. A little bonus that you can chuck in here. Now this is my personal preference, but I always get rid of yearly wage rises and sell-on fees. Always get rid of them. Always get rid of them. That's what I do. What we're going to do is wage after reaching international appearances. After 1 international game, we will pay you... I tell you what, we'll do after 1 international game, because he's not... we'll make it 5, actually. We'll give you 32 grand, and we will... What else do I want to do? Add a bonus. If you get an international cap bonus, which goes in here, we will give you an extra £10,000. So we'll suggest those terms. He's already staying below what he originally wanted, which is good. Unused sub, no, 3.5. International cap 10. He's got rid of the extra wages, which is fine. So we're now going to go to 25, which is roughly, I don't know why I've gone back down to 20. 25 in the middle of the 2 negotiations we've just done. We'll drop that down to 90k because I like round numbers. I'm happy with that deal. He's happy with that deal. Job done. Right, well, it looks like if Solberg agrees to go the other way, we're going to get our first transfer done. Now, he's not coming in to replace Gunnarsson, but he is probably better than Gunnarsson, so we can now look at potentially offloading him and getting in a world-class... Now, if there is a world-class goalkeeper out there, we can look at trying to bring him in. As you see, there's happenings already across the world. The Fleury deals fall through because Solberg didn't want to go. Okay, so what we will do then is we'll go make offer. We will... Oh, we can't change it at the moment because Solberg's still in it. My loan bid for Eddie has been rejected, so we'll up that to 100. We'll make that offer again just to see what's going to happen with that. And again, so we've now scouted another goalkeeper from Madrid, Balicia, who again, on the face of things, looks pretty useful. But a championship level signing, Burbu, I highly recommend him for ability, so I'm not going to go against that. We need to let unambitious, and he would fit into the core group. There's no real positives or negatives in that. 75% knowledge. It would be the second best goalkeeper at the club. Don't really... No, I think I'll agree with that, and we'll discard that. We don't need to look at him anymore. So the other thing that always keen to keep an eye on, if you go into players and then look at scouted, this will show you absolutely everybody that your scouts have looked at that you haven't then pressed discard on, pretty much. So at the top of ours is someone I'm quite interested in called James Taylor. And he has a bid on him, on loan from Nice. He's currently at Lille. He's 21, he's English, and we're told to sign him at whatever the price. And we're told by Keke Duran, our lead scout, who is incredible at scouting. Can't jump, not many of our team can, and needs to become more consistent. But agile, would already fit in well. Domestic under 21 player, resolute, great pace, either feet, couple of positions. £37 million is what they want. Right, and I'm tempted to do this. He's actually transfer listed for 36. He's worth 12.75. They want 36.5. Now someone else has made a loan bid, and they're saying 100% of his wages, 150k each week, and 35 million after 5 games. He's definitely going to play 5 games for us, so that's like a no-brainer. If we can get them down to 20 million, no, they're sticking at 34.5, which in my mind now says we might as well just go and make a proper offer for him, but not at 36.5 million pounds. What I would go in for straight away is something like 22, and they'll come back and say we want 36. They want 35 and 30%, we'll say 20%, and then I would do something like this. We've got 89 million to spend, remember, so it's a lot of money, and I do attacking midfield as one of the positions that I wanted to go in. I like to separate over instalments. People will come in and say, oh, that's not realistic. It's massively realistic. How do you think Man United literally wrote a cheque for 89 million pounds and sent it to Juventus? No. Do you reckon whoever's another big signing, I can't even think of anyone off the top of my head that was, I was going to say the Neymar thing, but that was slightly different because of how the La Liga works. I don't know. Mbappe, do you reckon they just went and paid 100 million pounds for him straight off? No, they would have done it in instalments. So what we're going to do is try and build up something here. So that's 25 million, right? And then we're going to say after he's played 50 league games for us, by which time we'll have so much money in the bank it won't matter, we'll give you another 5 million. After 50 goals, we'll then give you 10 million, and that takes it to 40 million, which is more than what they want. But if you look about how they're paying it, now you can knock that down and say, okay, well, we'll give you the 35 million that you want, and we'll bump that up to 25%. 10 million down, 15 million over 12 monthly installments over 3 years. Yeah, for 5 million. 5 million a year, 50 games, 5 million, 50 goals, 5 million. What do you think about that? They come back and say they want 24 million. Well, we had it at 15, so what we can do is we can go, okay, we'll give you 17 million there, we'll give you 5 million here, but we'll take, well, okay, they've now locked that in. That's very clever of them. They don't normally do that. And we could say 37 million, so 0.5 over your asking price. No, they're still pushing. Negotiate the offer. So once again, I would like to find a resolution as soon as possible. At least 8 players trained by a club, and currently 7. That's fine. He would help with that. Okay, so we're going to now change this. We're going to give you 7 million there, so that we get less money up front. We'll give you... Oh, no, I wanted to press 20. Sorry, we'll give you 20 million. No, we won't. We'll give you 18 million there, and after goals we'll give you 10 million pounds. So 40 million, let's just get that to a nice even 40 million, is a lot of money, but a lot of it is in these bonuses once we've done stuff. What you could do as well is we could chuck in a cheeky, if we put that back down to 5, and for now let's put that back down to 5, and we'll go, I'll tell you what, once we win the Europa Conference League with no expiry date, we'll give you another 6 million to make it 40 million pounds. They've said no, we're going to submit that offer anyway, which is a key thing I do, because when you submit it, they then may come back to you with another negotiation. Bruno Fernandes is in there again at 94 million. I'm tempted to make a bid for him. Up to 37 million is what they say. Generally performed well for the 149 minutes over 2 matches for Portugal under 21 teams. Press meet with his overall work rate, which is something we're key with. Unambitious is a bit annoying, but when you've got stats like that, does it matter how ambitious you are or not? I don't know. We're going to go, and again, we're just going to go into these negotiations just so you can get an idea of the flavour of how I do them. I generally like to do things, let's go 6 monthly over 6 instalments. 22 million is his value, so what we're going to do is we're going to give him an offer that equates to his value to start with. So again, after 50 league appearances, we'll give you £5 million. I'm happy with that. 22.5 million. We'll suggest that. They want something adding up to £48.5 million. We will 10%, and we'll make that a semi-negotiable, is what the orange padlock means. And then we're going to reduce this down to 10 million. That comes in at 30 million. We'll give you 12 million there. In fact, let's make that 9 million. 27 million. 5 million more than his value. They're still pushing for this value above 40 million. Okay, we'll give you 10 million straight away. We'll give you 10 million there, and we'll give you 6.5. That's probably lowering it a little bit too much. Let's go 28. They're sticking with the 20%. 10 million straight up. They say 18 and 14. Okay, so we'll go 10 let's go 11 million straight away, 14 million and 20 million there. 34.5 million. That seems is it excessive? He's a very, very good player. Let's go for 34 million. Okay, we're getting there. So now they fixed on the 35 million here, and they just want money here. So what we'll do, let's see if we can. 35 million pounds, 10 million after 50 goals. That's a little bit much, but I think we'll, and then we'll get rid of the sell-on fee. And they have said, if we get rid of the sell-on fee, they want it to go up to 42.5 million. I'm not paying 42.5 million for him. But now what you can do is you can go into transfer. You can declare your interest for transfer. We'll do the same with James Taylor as well. Declare interest for transfer. And that can unsettle them a little bit. So Fernandes in a Folkestone shirt, in which could end up to be 32 million. So generally, when the media come out with this, that's generally the cost that they will then accept is 32 million. If we were to offer them 32 million straight up, they would accept it. We'd love to make him part of our team. Taylor set for a move, 36.5 million. We'd love to make him part of our team as well. So we'll come back if there's any future negotiations and stuff to go through. Hopefully you're finding this quite helpful. Let me know down below if you are. Okay, so we're back again on the negotiating table, and now Lille have come back for James Taylor. They've come back for a £54 million bid. So if we go back to our thing here, left foot chasing Taylor, it was question Taylor set for Folkestone. 36.5 million is what I recommend we can bid to get it. We're going to have £18 million in the bank because we've just sold Carlos Mas, so that's fine. With Brett Higgins has gone as well, so we've removed your nickname off there, and you'll be going into the youth team again to get a new one. But yes, they've responded. We are going to reject those demands like so, and then we're going to leave it for a day as the loan bid gets rejected, so I can't really be bothered with that anymore. And then we're going to go. We're going to make a bid again, and we're going to go in and we're going to try and make a bid that adds up to around about 32.5 million, hopefully 35 million. And we're going to do the same with Fernandes as well, who's come of them. Both of them in the response to the press said we would love to go and play for Folkestone, which is always a good positive. Right, some other things just about Spain. We came third in the Nations League, in the UEFA Nations League, and we have the Spain under-21s, under-20s and under-19s, I think, all won their competitions. So they've got a very good young team coming through, as Diallo does very well to get his first cap. Well done. Well done. You gave a good account of yourself. Excellent. So, Taylor. James Taylor. Transfer. Make offer. Right. Get rid of that to start with. We will go 11 million. Let's get rid of appearances and we'll stick with goals. We'll give them a bonus of 3 million now if we win that competition, and we'll give you 10 million. I'll tell you what, we'll give you, so it's 32 million, 11.5, 12.55 and 3. They'll probably say no because of the bonuses, but let's give it a go. So they've now said 14, 25 and 3. Okay, so we'll go 20% and lock that in. That's okay. 50 goals, so that's a million every 10 goals. That's okay. That's not a problem. Bonus upon winning the Conference League. We'll give you 5 million for that. We'll lower you down here. So this cash, we don't want to go above 32.5, which is, so that's 20, 10, and that's 30 million. So let's go. So it's 27 million in cash and then 10 million in bonuses for 37 million pounds. I thought we were there then. I thought we were there. They're holding on, Alex. That's 35 million. They're desperate to get that. No, that's what they want. Because if they're doing that, I'll just get rid of the bonuses. I think, again, we'll reject that and we'll come back in a minute and go for a bid with no bonuses but to a similar value and see what they say. The other one I want to do is Fernandes and try and get this in. The problem with how I play the game is that a lot of my signings come in late in the window, so they miss pre-season, they miss some of the friendlies and stuff like that. That isn't ideal. So he has 22 million, no asking price, no clauses in his contract, and he has got a long contract as well. But let's go in here We'll make an offer. We know he wants to move to us now. We'll give you... We've got 114 million in the bank. If we just said 22 million outright, they say they want 46.5. Okay. So let's go 10 million down. Installments. We'll give you six monthly installments, and we'll give you 15 million to take it to 25. We'll make that a 16. We'll give you, after 50 appearances, £5 million. And let's arrange a friendly. See if they go 31 million. So they say 10, 12, they want 40 million. Okay, so let's get rid of this. We'll remove that. You can have that for 10%. And we will give you 32 million cash. 40 million they want. We'll give you 34 million cash and 10% of his next profit. Hang on, that's 24. That's not right. Is that right? No. Let's go. Let's take that up to 30 actually. Let's go 20. I've got a feeling I've messed that around somewhere. 39.5 million, 12 million, 27.5. No, again, I think we can get less than that. I think we can get less than that. I messed up my own head there and forgot what I'd bid originally. But yeah, so it's a very... I try and save the pennies where I can. I try and get the best deals I can. And go from there. So Carlos Massa's left, so we are lacking a bit of leadership. Let's go current vice captain, Revan. Yeah, Revan starts quite a bit, so let's put him as captain for now. And go from there. So we'll be back if there's any other news. So we've come to an agreement with both Benfica for Fernandes and Lille for Taylor. So I'm quite interested in this. Let's go and have a look. Important player. Very interested in negotiating terms. I think this guy could be brilliant. Could be rubbish, but you never know. He's got all the stats to be absolutely incredible as our starting striker. And to have him and Osmani as potentially long-term players at the club is really good. And unambitious means he won't be pushing for a transfer, as he hasn't in this case, which is fair play to him. But let's go. Important first-team player. So again, lots of good... he thrives in big matches. That's really good. So that's new coming through the scouts now that we've got 100%. That's really, really good. So we'll finalise those. He can be an important first-team player. 4 years, 75 grand a week is not very much for a player of his quality. 400k, I'm happy with this. Signing on fee, let's give him 2 million. 15 goal bonus, you can get 11k. Unused sub 3.5. I just like rounding things down. Appearance fee, I think we can lower that to 12. Wait, 5. If you get 10 international caps, you can go to 90 grand a week. How about that? And sell-on fee, no chance. Suggest those. He'll always up it if you take the sell-on fee off. But we're going to try and stick with 75, 2.5, 450, 14k, 3.5. And after 10 games, we'll give you 90 grand. I think that's pretty similar to what I offered before. 75 is what you're going to get. Agent fee, 500k. And then, okay, we'll give you a £10,000 wage rise after 5 appearances for Portugal. There we go. Finalise that deal. Very happy with that. £34 million with a 20% sell on is what we've agreed. It's quite a lot of it is in instalments, so we won't lose too much out of the wage budget this year. Next up is Taylor. He's interested in us and less interested in everybody else. He wants to be a star player despite being young. Would you be a star player? Passing isn't the best. Now the thing is with this is that we are paying an English premium here. And I'm going to go through the negotiations of the contract, but I'm also going to look, because if you see here, Brighton I assume that's for Taylor here. So they've offered 25 million up to 35.5. Don't know if it's been accepted yet or not. I'm going to offer him a contract, but if he accepts us, I'm then going to delay it. And during those delay phase, I'm also then going to go through and see if we can find a world-class attacking midfielder that's better than him for a similar price of 35 million. I think that's the right thing to do. So you want to be a star player, which is fine. You are very highly recommended. And he really doesn't have anything negative. And we do have to pay the English premium. So yearly wage rise, straight away, get rid of that. Sell-on fee, straight away, get rid of that. Release fee for 87 million, which is more than double of what we pay people in the Champions League. That's fine. That's quite a limited amount. Goal bonus, if you're scoring goals, mate, I am happy. So you can get 250k and 70k for the next 5 goals after that. After 10 appearances, we'll give you 95,000. We'll give you 75k, so you're on the same as Fernandez. 3.5, a long contract, which is great. Agent fee can come down. 14.5, 11.25, 3.5 there. Suggest 75 grand, 4.5, 250. Appearance fee, that's really high for an appearance fee. 11 grand for just making an appearance. Every time you score, you can get a bit of money. 5 goals, again, will give you a 5 games will give you a 10% pay, 10 grand per week pay rise. And yeah, that's fine. How do you like those? No. 75 is what you're getting as a wage. Signing on for 5.5, that's gone up quite a lot. Oh, there's a really big hint. If you're a lower league club, right? If you're a lower league club, I'm talking like conference and below. If you're negotiating with a player and you keep on negotiating and then you agree a wage with them, you can put the signing on fee down to pretty much £0 or £1 or 1k or something like that, and they'll still accept it. Really useful tip. So, okay, we'll give you 90k after 10. I'm going to lock that in. 87 million. Yep. Happy with all of that. There we go. Right, done. So that is now agreed. So now what I'm going to do is be on the hunt for a world-class... who's going... why have I... Oh, yeah, I'm trying to sell Josh Thomas, aren't I? Celtic want him on loan. I may send him on loan to Celtic for a year, as we're not playing wingers anymore. I'm going to try and hunt a absolutely world-class attacking midfielder, unless Diallo or Vincent have really improved, which they haven't. If we look at their development, yeah, he's going up slowly, I guess. So it's 4-star, 4-star, 3.5 star, 3.5 star, 3.5 star. So he is slowly progressing, I guess. Dropped a bit since the summer. And Diallo, so Diallo's only 25, and Vincent is 25 as well. Probably could cash in on one of them. Still undecided about which one to go for. This progress is okay. What's Diallo's progress looking like at training? Oh, massive decline. Might cash in on Diallo. Looking at that decline, to be honest. 32.5 million, 95 grand a week. 32.5 million, 95 grand a week. They're exactly the same. Who's got the longer contract? 2034. 2034. My instinct says to get rid of Diallo. Great physicals. Let's go for the old compare with Jordan Vincent in attacking midfield. Just there. I mean, looking at that, Diallo, better mental, better aerial, better technical, less attacking, same vision, better speed, better physicals, same defending. You would look at that and say Diallo's the one you've got to keep, really. Although the attacking is key. So you're getting a big insight into how I do things. We actually played Vincent more. Goals per 90, he's better, but assists per 90... Oh yeah, he didn't get an assist, I remember. Okay, highlight key attribute for midfield roles, attacking midfielder on support. Agility, Diallo. Anticipation, Vincent. Composure, Vincent. Flair's the same. Decisions the same. Off the ball, Vincent. Vision, the same. Technique, Diallo. That's the same. Vincent, Diallo. Right only. He's 2-footed. He's shorter. I still think my instinct is to stay with Jordan Vincent. We keep him at the club. They're both 25. Both on the same wage. I'm just wondering, do we offer Diallo out and just see if anyone bites? 40 million for someone we got on a free. Let's just have a look and see what happens. We're trying to sell Solberg as well. He can bugger off. 100k. Someone should take him for 100k. I'm quite ruthless when it comes to Deadwood. I'm quite keen just to get them out. He's not failing to... Why are you touting him out to other clubs? I can't find a place for you in my tactical... How do you know if you don't give me a chance? I certainly understand your disagreement, but my mind is made up. I think it's not good. You've not handled it well enough, whatever. 100 grand, 100 grand, 6k a week. Nope, we'll give the cheaper one wage contribution. That's fine. Stephen Diallo, now that he's pissed off, we can actually whack him on the transfer list for 40 million. See if anyone nibbles at that. The centre back I wanted from Brighton has moved to Man United, as it says in the news there. Abdul Aidin. I'm very interested in him, but we don't need a centre back at the moment. No one's bid for Berger either, so that's pretty quiet. But it's going through as the new Premier League season draws clearer. Derby County will be lining up against us with a certain Mr. Mass leading their line, I'm sure, as they haven't started him yet. There he is, Carlos Mass. Extremely delighted. Yeah, there we go. Into the inbox, Terhorst Gemil, so Gemili from Benfica would be a quality signing, but it was Johan Terhorst that said it, so we'll have to go and get a scout report from Keke Duran to see what he's on about. Let's go for 1 week. Moric would still be a very good signing, interestingly. I don't quite see it myself. No. Maybe if he had been massively standing out, but I don't think he has. Well, we've made two bids for our highest rated players. No offers for Diallo. Fulham are interested. Interesting. Would we sell him to a Premier League rival? Bournemouth are coming in for a late bid for James Taylor, which is very interesting. Yeah, Josh Thomas, you can go on the loan list. Abel, I'm not too sure yet. Stephen Dalio has no need to be transfer listed. The hunt for my other attacking midfielder hasn't really paid off, and I'm now thinking that might not need to. Let's go and have a little... Obviously, the other way to go and find players is not just relying on your scouts and go and do a search yourself, which I do quite often. I was obviously looking... I think I was looking for... Was it a goalkeeper or something I was looking for on loan? A very key thing I always say is go and look at players that are just transfer listed who look really, really good. Nikolai Funfstuk is someone I've looked at previously. Can play attacking midfield. £48.5 million. It's a lot of money. He is only 25 years old, though. Could do very, very well indeed. Marin, he must be 29. Is that all he is? 29? I thought he was much older than that. Oh, it's a different Marin. That's what I wanted by a lot of clubs. 26.5 million. 6'2". We may have just stumbled across someone here. Very good. Heading's not the best. But for 26.5 million, 21.5 million Wolves have made a bid for. We wanted by a lot of players. I'm just going to go and see if he's interested in a little move to us. They've bid 21.5, I think it said. You want 26. Okay, I'll give you... By the way, if you haven't noticed, I love not spending all my money in one go. So we'll give you 10 million down. We'll give you... that's close enough to what I wanted to get to. I actually want to go to 16.5. To give you the whole 26.5, they're happy with that. Let's just see if he's interested in talking, because that could free up getting rid of someone else. So, very good. That was... I do that. I do transfers like that, where I just see someone, I have an instinct they're going to be good. So let's give it a go. Playing three at the back, we do need centre-backs as well, which is really useful to think about. And obviously, try and only sign people that fit into your formation is the main bit of advice I can give. Let's just go and have a look, see if there's any really good attacking midfielders other than Funfstuk on there. Gibbs White is the next highest value rated one. Jason Knight from Norwich can play all down the spine, a bit old at 30 if you ask me. We'll be looking at generally on about sort of age of 23, Tony Carter, but no, people that are transfer listed from clubs that are sort of rep lower than you aren't generally worth having a look at, so there's not too much on offer there. Let's get rid of go to any. Other key things when you're looking for players as well is to remember that if you click on these little cogs, you can slightly reduce people's interested in you, but might not be completely interested in you, to just get a greater understanding of what's going on. Now, Funfstuk is an interesting one. I might be tempted to put in a cheeky bid for him. Manfred Schimmel can potentially play attacking midfielder. No point in getting him. He hasn't got better passing than what we've already got. Nikolai Funfstuk. Let's go and get a scout report on you and see if you're worth the money. We'll keep the assignment going. And so yeah, the Marin offer accepted. He is considerably interested, but feels there are better options elsewhere. Arsenal, Tottenham and Juventus and Barcelona, obviously. Now that is a big wage, and I've got to remember it does increase. Is it Bunga, I think, that has the... No, it's not you, which means it's the other guy. It's Berger that has match highest earner. Oh no, I might have got rid of it when he got his new contract. See, he's still wanted, and I reckon he may go. So I think we can go all in for this guy. No, I don't ever strengthen what they want to do. You can play as a defender centre, as a central defender. That's what I play. We're not going to improve the coaching team just for you, and I'm going to try and not give you a massive pay rise. Good. Generally, you can get rid of most of those, and they don't care. You are currently being paid 98 grand a week. So let's up you to 100 to match our highest earner at the moment. Signing on fee, £5 million is fine. We've got quite a lot of money. I'll tell you what, if we win that, you can have 500 grand. How about that as a bonus? And match highest earner clause. At the moment, we're not paying anyone else other than more than 100 grand. You are 29. A 4-year contract is a long time. Let's go for a 2-year contract. You want 4 years at 115, and you've already told me this is the only thing you'll accept. I'll give you... He wanted 115 and 5.5. If I give you the signing on fee, because that's what you wanted, wasn't it? Yeah, that's what you wanted. If I can get you to 105, you've said yes. Okay, we'll take 105. That's all right. Ezekiel Marin, 29 years old, and he fixed in a 4-year contract. That could be a bit too long for me. That is some mightily good stats, though. He's had some good times for Lyon, good seasons as well, and Lyon have become a bit of a powerhouse. They bought him for £35 million for Man United, and they're going to take a loss on him when he's at his peak at 29. Argentinian starting centre back. I'm pretty sure you don't have. Yeah, you haven't. Yeah. He doesn't have a nationality. So the other thing we've got to keep an eye on now is the nationals that we're bringing in, and that's why we might have to get rid of some people. But we'll come back later on in the transfer window when we've done a few more scoutings and deals and stuff like that, and see if there's any other youngsters I can find. But as you can see, it's quite a long process I go through to get. If you think we've gone through nearly the whole of June already, and I've not signed anyone yet, it's very different to other Football Manager YouTubers that are out there that I know. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see how it goes. I mean, the season hasn't even ticked over into next season yet, so interesting. Anyway, we'll be back if there's any other news. Okay, so we've progressed to the 10th of July, and we've still got the James Taylor conundrum. £35 million is a lot of money. We've got a big transfer budget. He's only 21. He's English. Is he good enough? Is he good enough? We've got some other transfer news to catch you up on in a minute as well. 5'3". He's really short. He's been doing all right in Ligue 1. The concern I've got is that Fulham are interested in him, and we should be above Fulham. And I think they've upped his asking price to 36 million now. £35 million, 15% of any profit we make. Part of me just thinks, yeah, why not? Like, sod it. It's not my money. He looks like a decent player. He's going to be alright. We definitely need a new attacking midfielder in the club. We'll get onto that in a minute. But 35, and this is the second delay I've already done because I've been trying to find other people to bring in. The only one I am tempted by is the guy at Bayern Munich, who's got quite a funny name, whose name I can't remember. Funkstuck, that's it. He looks all round to be a little bit of a better player. Arsenal, Milan. Don't do this. You should not be judging who you buy on what other clubs are interested in. It's a barometer to use, and you think Arsenal, just came second in the Champions League or Europa Cup. Milan doing okay in Europe. It would be a little bit more money. Oh no, they've lowered it to 27 million. So he would be cheaper. He's not English. He's slightly older. But see, he's been playing well for Bayern Munich in the Bundesliga, which is a step up. Let's go Funkstuck compare with James Taylor. So James Taylor's in blue. Funkstuck is in... So defending, we don't know his defending. Neither of them are very good at aerial. 5'7", so he's 4 inches taller. James Taylor's a bit more physical. Funkstuck's quicker. Sorry, no, other way around. James Taylor's, but see, he's got better attacking stats. Sign Taylor whatever the price would be a very good signing. It's midfield, attacking midfielder on support. Agility. James Taylor's got 20 agility. What's his dribbling? 14, 14, 15, 15, 12, 12. Slightly better passing for Funkstook, but Taylor is younger. Technique 60. Or do I just sign both of them? I mean, I've got the money. Off the ball, flair, decisions. It's all in Funkstook's favour. I'm leaning towards Funkstook. Acceleration is 2 less. Agility is 2 less. Balance is 5 more. Natural fitness is better. Pace is the same. Stamina is the same. Strength is slightly better. Oh man, this is tough. Off the ball is better for attacking runs, and we do need him to make attacking runs. Vision's the same. Passing is 1 better. Decisions is much better. Composure's the same. Anticipation is better, even though we don't know the stat properly. Oh, I guess if we go to overview, defending doesn't matter. They're not going to be an aerial threat. Funkstock is better technically, attacking, and vision, and I think that's what we need. I think that is what we need. So I'm going to take a massive, massive gamble and cancel the deal for James Taylor. And then we're going to go back to Funkstock. And we're going to make a bid for him to add up to, well, the 27 million seems like a good deal as well. So we'll go 7.5 down, and then over 3 years we'll go for 19.5 million to give you the 27 million you want. In fact, actually, let's spread that over a few more. 6 months, 6 installments. Let's go 19.5. Bang. You want 27 million that way. Yeah, I can do that. That's not a problem. We'll accept those demands, and we may get Funkstock in. Right, on to... Well, let's just continue the game a little bit and see if we get a new... So, Funkstock offer has been accepted. Incredibly interested, and he wants to be an important first-team player. That's fine. You more than likely will be. 210 grand a week! Oh, my word. Remove, and remove. Oh, my God, because we've got match highest earner. I really only want to give you 110. Will you agree to end? This may just really backfire. Okay, you do want to talk with 110. That's okay. After reaching club league appearances, 30 games, you can... Oh, you're going to get that so quickly. No, we're going to remove that as well. If we get relegated, you can move for £5 million. If a minimum fee release clause... 65. I don't think we're going to get an agreement here. I'll give you a bucket ton of money when you score goals. That is totally fine. $1 million after your first 10. Wow, you really don't want to move here. 25. I mean, this is a lot. I mean, he's confident in his own ability. Team of the year. I'll tell you what, you get so much money in the Premier League. You have $1 million for team of the year. Every time you score a goal, every appearance will give you £53,000. Your agent can have a bit of money as well. You're not going to agree to that. No. Exit talks. That has gone an absolute nightmare. Oh, I should have done the bid before. It's all right. It's all right. We know we can go back in for James Taylor because we've got a deal agreed. We just have to. It'll be towards the end of the window. Interesting. Yeah, so we have some transfer news coming up. We did make an offer. We thought it was a good one, but he said no. Yeah, that's annoying. We've played 3 friendlies, I think. We've played Man United and lost. We played Porto and won. And we have played Austria Vienna and won 2-0 as well. We've got lots of friendlies. We've got tougher friendlies at the beginning. Easy friendlies towards the end and the mid, or towards the middle and the end. And we start with Tottenham Hotspur on TV, which will be very nice on the Monday Night Football. And then the Europa Conference playoffs are straight away as well, in between Chelsea and Liverpool. I mean, it's not really good fun, is it? And then our end of season run sees us play Liverpool, Chelsea and Arsenal. So it's going to be a pretty tough season, I think. I keep forgetting to show you the news. But I'm expecting some news. It's already there. Claudio Roberto joins Lazio. So we've sold, once that deal goes through, 2 people to Lazio at very differing sort of prices. Yes. So my backup for in case I went against Taylor was to offer Donny van der Beek a 1-year deal. I think he's still very, very good as a backup attacking midfielder, and then Vincent would get the most starts. So we'll see if that goes through. He may move to Fulham or Bournemouth or West Ham are the teams that offer him a contract. And Paulo Cesar is someone I want, and I'm trying to get him on his release fee and get him to go back, because once you go suggest and then you make offer and you go yes, they have to accept it. So Jason Wilford joins, working pretty start. Accepted, isn't currently interested because I think I messed it up before, and now I'm really worried that he's going to escape our grasps and join someone else. So once Claudio Roberto has joined Lazio, we'll just go through a bit of an update for you on the transfers. It's been pretty good. Ridvan Osmani having a good training session, well done, I'll give you a bit of praise. Gillette Hooper and Nathan Facey down there as well. So yeah, it's been a bit of a mixed bag. We've still got a lot of money if we want to spend it. I was tempted to go for Skriniar as well. We don't need to. We've brought in a centre-back that I think we were negotiating with last time we came back from this. So, Lazio signed Claudio Roberto. Unsure about selling him. He was a useful depth option. They made us an offer and we've negotiated it quite a lot, and we'll get into it in a minute. Williams set to move to Bangor. Flipzek set to move to Slasovaklau. And Rizhnecki moved to Poland loan as well. Benfica are now offering. We're going to lose out to Benfica and an 18-year-old that I really, really want. I'm going to keep just offering, and hopefully he'll come around and talk to us. Right, transfer history. So in total, we spent 94. It's sold £113 million. And as I said, a lot of that is to Lazio. So as soon as their transfer window opened, we were offering out Diallo. As soon as their transfer window opened, they made a bid for him. They paid us £34.5 million in straight cash. For someone we got in a free, that was ridiculously good. Couldn't turn it down. Fulham kept coming in with bids of around 19 million. I wanted 25. I managed to get Lazio up to 34.5. I think it was roughly 14.5 million now. 20 million over 12 months, I think it was. But yeah, very good deal. Already worth 40 million for them now, on 115 grand a week. So may have been an error, but I think for that sort of money, are happy to let him go. And then yeah, they've taken Claudio Roberto off us as well. 22.5 million, could rise to 28 million. A good player, a decent player, worth 17.25, 40k. They've signed him as an impact sub, so for a bit of depth, but some decent stats. Interesting to see how many games that he gets. I can't remember what rises it with the how do we look? How do I look? It's in here somewhere in it. Transfers, clauses, that's what I want. It's down here. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Why can't I find him? An out. It's an out. It's definitely an out. Look at all these clauses we've got. Oh no, it must be an in. It's an in clause, isn't it? It's coming in. Claudio Roberto, 6 clauses. So 200k per game for the next 10 appearances, 2.5 million after 10 league goals, 25% of the profit made in his next transfer will be owed to us. Folkestone would do 1 million if Lazio reach the semi-final of the cup. We've got a friendly against them as well, and then we get 4 instalments each, adding up to, maybe it wasn't that way around, maybe it's 20 million down then and the other cash. But yeah, all pretty good. Ryan Capewell, we could sell a clause here. So I'm 75k. We could get 1.06 million. Who's Ryan Capewell and how's he progressing? Not brilliantly, but he's only got 2 years. Yeah, I'm going to cash in on that. I don't think they're going to get much money. We'll sell that clause. Yes, we'll take that. Sam Stockton. Oh yeah, I forgot we sold him to Atletico Madrid. How are you getting on? You made 22 appearances out on loan at Real Betis, yet to play for Atletico Madrid after they made him quite a big money purchase, wasn't it? 32 million. Yeah, not getting the best out of him. What can we do there? You're 1 million after another 30 league goals. Yeah, we're probably not going to score 30 goals, so we'll just sell that now. Matias Selva, we are due 1.6 million. No, we'll keep that one in there, that's alright. And Alexander Perez, 1.07 million. I don't think he's likely to get a big money move again. Worth £11 million. He's doing very well out in Sweden, to be fair, so we might keep that one in there. I wonder, and Mike Alexander Arkelson is... Yeah, so how long has he got left on his contract? 3 years. Yeah, we'll leave that clause in there for a little bit then. We see if, we get all the money for that. So, yeah, it's been very, very interesting in terms of transfers for this season. Loads of loans going out. We sold Henri Trani to RC Lens as well in France for £12 million. Again, a free transfer from Milan. Absolutely ripped it up in Denmark for Copenhagen, but has now moved to Ligue 2. Lens taking a bit of a risk on him, which is interesting. Sigliani moved to Nantes. We covered that one before. Solberg's left. Bandiera left as well for 15 million. And Hollingworth, a youngster, has left to move to Bristol City. Other than that, it's all people that we don't really care about. Josh Thomas is probably someone we might care about. He's gone on loan to Newcastle for the season. We're paying 50. They're paying 75% of his wages. I tried to get them to put a £15 million buy clause in it, and excuse rude, going a bit mental. 50 million buy clause in it, but they said no, they wanted it optional, not mandatory. So that's happened. On the ins, we signed Bruno Fernandes, not the one that plays for Man United, but we got the striker in, which was great. So he joined. Ezequiel Marin, the centre-back, joined us. Arsenal made a bid, but he did pick us over Arsenal. £105 a week, £26.5 million, but was performing very well for a good Lyon team in France. So hoping he gives us a good option at centre-back. Anthony Bonin joined as well. He was a pre-arranged transfer that we had from the summer. From January, sorry, we picked him up on a free Bosman ruling. He's going to be another option in the central midfield defensive role. Comes with some very nice stats. And looking forward to seeing what he can do. Again, valued at $33.5 million on a free transfer. Lovely. And we bought in the striker John Robbins, and part of the deal was to send him back on loan to Swansea. They're paying £10,000 a week of his wages. Hopefully one more year with them in the Championship will keep his confidence up, get him a lot more goals, and we can see how he progresses. £25 million is a lot of money, but it's basically a ready-made replacement for when Adam Ida will retire, because he is 30 years old, 31 next year. I think if we have Robbins coming in as a potential option, that will be very, very good to replace him. Gio Moron has been called up to the first team. Want to see what he can do. Really highly rated potential, so really looking forward to that. And everyone else is still here. However, all of the patrons we currently have in the team, so James Hamilton, Ian Allen, and Sleepless Master, other than Ross Jacobs, they all want. They've all got loan offers. Derek Murphy as well. Sorry, as well. Haven't got a loan offer yet, but it should be very interesting. So Jan Petrick, you have got a new person that you've taken over, which is this guy. You're now Scottish in the under 23s, and Brett Higgins. I think we owe you a new player as well, because we sold your little sort of rubbishy one. We don't have anyone brilliant at the moment. Jan Petrick, your 4-star rated potential. Brett, we will give you someone as soon as someone good comes through the team. And that's what we're doing. We're going to try and get the patrons in and evolve, but you may find yourself going out on loan. Ken Wynn, you've renewed your loan with Middlesbrough as well. If you want to be a patron, just click the button, sign up, $1 a month if you want to help out the channel. If not, doesn't matter. It's not mandatory in any way. But yeah, at the moment, we are playing reasonably well. Javier Chia is learning his new position very well as a complete wing-back. That's coming on nicely. We've got a few people doing that, actually, because whereas Ian Allen, you are learning your wing-back left position nicely now as well. You'll always want to be inverted, but unfortunately we can't do that. We are training Derek Murphy up to play in the advanced playmaker role as a bit of a young backup in that position as well. And Callum, you are slowly learning your central midfielder on defend role in this position as well, which I find very, very useful. So we're building a good team with still plenty of time to go in the window. And I don't know how long this video is going to be in total, because I've been doing it in segments, so I have no idea. But yeah, we'll be back if there's some big news, or probably towards the end of July, just for a little roundup, when it closes, doesn't it? Before the first game of the Premier League season. So sometime in August. Yeah, we'll come back towards the end of July and have a little roundup. So here we are then at the end of July, and pre-season's been pretty good. 2-0 loss to Man United. We won every other game, and then a weird 2-1 loss to Wimbledon. 3-0, 9-0 against Canterbury. Harrogate Town left, who are our affiliate club. And on that, we've actually got another affiliate as well. We've now got Perth Glory and Busan iPark out in Korea and Australia, respectively. But yeah, it's going all right. Now, when I said, yeah, we've got loads of money to spend, it's not my money, innit? Let's go and spend it. I wasn't lying £176 million we've spent. We've got 113 million back from players out. I went a bit mad in terms of Brazilian potential wonder kids. Donny van der Beek joined us on a free, so that covers the attacking midfield spot. I'm happy to have him in. I think he's still really good. Paying him a big wage, but I think he'll do a good job for us backing up at attacking midfield, which is good. We already knew about John Robbins, who's come in and gone out on loan. We've brought in players that are actually going to be at the club this year. Jair Ramos. Now, this is really good for a couple of reasons. Because, one, he's an absolutely epic goalkeeper. So we've now got a defined number one goalkeeper that's better than Gunnarsson. So we now have Ramos, Gunnarsson and Ross Jacobs in the goalkeeper options, which is good. And he is the Spanish number one goalkeeper. Now, I'm the Spanish manager, so he might be the number one. Who knows? Santala is probably still actually the number one goalkeeper for Spain, but Jair Ramos is there as well, and he's very, very good. We bought him in from Sevilla for £14 million. He had a very good season for them last year, and the season 2 seasons before that. The season in the middle wasn't brilliant, but yeah, I'm expecting him to be very, very good for us. So that is that sums up the players that we've bought that are actually at the club. Now let's get into the influx of Brazilians that's going to happen at Christmas. So Pablo Diego joins from Flamengo, £17.5 million, listed as a wonder kid, left winger. He'll be playing as an attacking midfielder for us. That's where we're going to try and get him trained up to be. Really good passing, good physicals. More than likely going to be absolutely epic. Potentially 5-star. Can't head. Currently at championship level, but I'm not too fussed about that. He's gone back. So everyone that I've bought from Brazil has gone back out on loan to the club that we've bought them from. And I'm hoping that we can get that extended again once they agree the... So they're there until the end of the Brazilian season, which is December. So I'm hoping that once that time sort of comes close, we can ask them to extend it. They'll extend it and take them again on loan, so that we don't have to worry about them coming in, unless they've progressed so much they look incredible. First one was Pablo Diego. Paulo Cesar from Sao Paulo, who does look absolutely ridiculous as an attacking midfielder at the age of 19. Look at those 15 and 16s in mentals and physicals. Absolutely ridiculous. £25 million. I forgot to tell you that about... where is he? Diego. Pablo Diego. It's £10.75 million value. Bought him 17.75. I think that'll go up. And if not, you've got to take a punt on some of these things. But Paulo Cesar, already at £25 million, out back on loan to Sao Paulo. Looks like, again, an absolutely ridiculously good advanced sort of playmaker, attacking midfielder. His stats will improve. I think he's going to be absolutely brilliant. He can't jump, but that doesn't really matter. So we'll see how that goes. Next up, Pablinho, who moved to us over AC Milan. Again, £22 million he's worth already. We've spent £8 million signing him. I feel like Real Madrid, where they've signed Rodrigo and the league is signing all these Brazilians, but striker already, he has absolutely amazing stats. Really looking forward to see what he does while he's on loan and then getting him back in. It's going to be hard with all the foreigners we've got at the club when these guys come back, but I'm sure we can figure it out. Firmino, another striker. We're just going to try, basically we're churning out, trying to get the best people in Europe, around the world even, into our club so we can see what we do. But again, worth £23 million, bought for 15. Really, really excited. If we can get them on loan again, and then when Ida sort of comes near retirement, it depends on how Osmani and Fernandez and Moran are all progressing. But we are going to need replacements to come in and help out. And I do think we're going to lose a number of people that we've got. But this is the squad that I expect to go into the season with. Obviously, deadline day is coming up, but I don't think too much will happen on that. It's been a very, very interesting transfer window. Hopefully, you've learnt a few things from how I do it and what I do as well. But you can see morale is very, very good. Starting lineup, more than likely, is going to be Ramos in goal. We're probably going to have Bunga playing as the libero to start. It will be... The thing is now we've got so many good players. It'd probably be Berger and Ezquil Maron to start. I'm tempted to give Callum Bacon or Sleepless Master a loan out because we've got so many good centre-backs at the club. In fact, I might loan you... Well, no, not Callum Bacon. Probably will loan you out, Sleepless Master, because you've got some clubs interested in you, and we've now got Wilkinson, Medina, Gashi in reserve as well, which is really, really good. Right wing-back starting position will be Javier Chia. Will be starting there. Left wing-back, Philip Ludwig. Anthony Bonin in the holding midfield role, or the more defensive central midfield role. Next to him will probably be Horacio Pereira to start in there, although he is wanted. Obviously, the European clubs as well have a longer transfer deadline than us, which is a little bit annoying, but Revan can step in there if necessary. Vincent will start in the attacking midfield role, and up front will be Osmani next to Bruno Fernandes, and that, I feel, is one hell of a cracking starting lineup when you look at it. Absolutely ridiculously good. Ramos new signing, Fernandes new signing, Bonin new signing, Marin new signing. Other than that, we're not breaking up the core of the team too much, and we've kept quite a lot of the squad and a few youngsters involved as well, which is really good. Derek Murphy's going out on loan because we haven't got any space for him anymore, and he's still a foreign national. Amir Abel, he's going to go out on loan. Some big clubs going for him, Celtic, Milan and Brighton. Derek Murphy has Lorient, Caen and Auxerre all back in France. Very, very interesting. We've got depth, we've got numbers, we've got good players. We have everything we need to mount an attack on the Europa League and maybe Champions League spaces, but we'll have to see how it gets on. In terms of dynamics, it hasn't... So team cohesion's been affected a little bit, but not too much. Dressing room atmosphere is absolutely flying because of our wins in pre-season. Yeah, Ian Allen, a bit disappointed we didn't let you join Livingston, but you are our backup left wing back at the moment, not right wing, or third choice. But we still might let you go out to have a little bit of loan. In terms of hierarchy, everyone supports us apart from Gio Moron, who's a bit strange, which is because he's a realist, so you think he'd be real about the fact that we've got support. But now he's in the first team, he may support us a little bit more, which is good. Gunnarsson, vice-captain. Revan, a club captain. Really, really good. Social group-wise, there's a few people on the outskirts, but generally, again, like I said, we haven't broken up the social groups too much with the outs and the ins that we've done. And it's been a very good transfer window and an episode. I haven't done an episode like this for quite some time. So you can see we've just played Canterbury. We've got Harrogate Town coming up next. But as it's saving, we will end the episode there, I think, because I'm not expecting to do any more business on deadline day. And if something does happen, we'll come back. If I feel like something's going to happen on deadline day, we'll come back for it. But I think we'll be back for the game against Tottenham. So thank you so much for watching, everybody. I really hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know with a like and a comment in the video comment section below. And for now, I'm out. Cheers.